Hey everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see all your smiley faces. Hope you're having a good day today, wherever you're watching from around the world. I know the world is a crazy place lately, isn't it? Well, this is sort of your place to come to get away from it all, to get away from all the chaos and the stress and the nervous inducing breaking news and everything else that's going on. We are here to entertain, inform, educate, also inspire, and do everything we can with our entertainment lifestyle talk show series, as we've done with some 650 episodes or so, or at least getting close to that, with great guests, entertainment, poignant moments, levity, and of course, our famous Lovity. That's what we do here on the Jim Masters Show Live. We always have a good time here with our interactive audience who call themselves the Lovities. They're always here, our Lovity squad. Nice to see everybody. I see a lot of comments coming in. We love the comments. If you'd like to comment while the show is live, we welcome you to do that, as we welcome the JMS Lovity squad. They're the faithful viewers who watch all the time and comment, and they share the links on their social media, and they comment on our YouTube channel, and they give us thumbs up on all our episodes and everything else. We welcome them, and we welcome you. If your first time is right now visiting us here on the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series, this is something a little bit different, not just a typical interview show. It really is like a talk show series with variety and so much more. While you're at it, gang, we always say and invite and welcome, and hope you will subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, if you'd like to comment live, you can do that when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that is a special gift for those who have subscribed to our channel. They get to comment live with one another and with us here during the show live. So if you are watching live and you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that will get you access to be able to chat in comments live during the show. We would also just love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it helps us continue to grow, and it lets us know that all of these shows we do live almost 7 days a week, you thoroughly enjoy. It really lets us know. And also the notification bell. There's a little notification bell icon there that you see underneath all the episodes and on our YouTube channel next to that big red subscribe button. Click that, because that way there you'll be notified about every episode. We have so many incredible episodes we've done, and so many incredible episodes we're preparing and creating. It does get very labor intensive, especially now because my work is so incredibly busy on radio and television. It always is, but now that things are opening up a little bit, going more towards endemic versus pandemic, which is a beautiful thing. Things are getting busier and crazier. So we're sort of blending it all together. And we brought in an assistant or two helping, which we really which we really love with that as well. So how's everybody doing today? And we're going to be increasing actually our staffing at some point as well, which we're looking forward to, because it's pretty much just been me. And that's a lot when you're hosting and producing and booking and everything else, and then balancing the day work on TV and radio and everything else. But we love it, gang. We love it. You guys know that. So hello to the JMS Lovely Squad. We see a lot of comments built up there. We love that. Keep them coming. And don't forget to leave a comment on our YouTube channel as well, and give it a thumbs up if you love this episode and any of the episodes that you enjoy. We would absolutely love that. An amazing guest, a legend in the musical world. We have acclaimed drummer and founder of the Rhythmic Arts Project, Trap Project. You probably saw his commenting last night if you were with us on last night's live show with Helene Gaelic, terrific actress and producer. He was commenting, and he was watching the show and really loved it. Eddie Tuduri is here, and he really is a legend in the music industry, an acclaimed drummer. But, his legacy, yes, is and will be that, the incredible background as a drummer and musician, but he created something that really leaves a legacy. He's the founder and director of the Rhythmic Arts Project. As a career musician who has worked with many of the world's great entertainers, both touring and in countless recordings spanning more than 60 years, Eddie was privileged to work with many times and record with so many incredible people like Cannibal and the Head Hunters, Delaney Bramlett, Bobby Whitlock, the Beach Boys, Dobie Gray, Shannon, Rick Nelson, Stone Canyon Band, Dr. John Ike Turner, and the Downchild Blues Band, and the 5-man electric band, the Cooper Brothers, Big Luther Kent, Chris Pinnock, Brenda Russell, and so many more. Mike Finnegan, Steve Perry, John Stewart, Kenny Neal, Englebert Humperdinck, Dwight Yoakum, Johnny Rivers, Freddie Fender, Charlie Rich, Jimmy Messina, and lots more, just to name a few, gang. He has also devoted his life in charitable causes, beginning in 1979 with Save the Children, both in the United States and Canada, and in 1985 as the founder and director of Musicians for UNICEF. Eddie promoted 15 benefit concerts over a period of 7 years, netting many thousands of dollars for the cause, while advocating awareness and providing aid to children in third world countries. 1990, the U.S. Committee for UNICEF named Eddie Volunteer of the Year. He founded the Rhythmic Arts Project in 1997 after a life-changing and dramatic body surfing accident. The Rhythmic Arts Project educates individuals with intellectual and developmental differences by embracing a curriculum that encompasses rhythm as a modality to address basic life and learning skills, as well as reading, writing, and arithmetic. TRAP's ongoing efforts provides its students with the tools and confidence needed to succeed in the world while teaching the world understanding and compassion. Group teaching occurs in an environment that is supportive and fun. Members naturally develop confidence and a positive self-image. In 98, he was voted local hero by Santa Barbara Independent and presented the Volunteer of the Year Award by the Rehabilitation Institute of Santa Barbara. And in 2002, he received the Citation Award for Therapeutic Recreation. 2004, prestigious Editor's Achievement Award from Modern Drummer magazine in recognition for outstanding contributions to the drum and percussion community. 2005, the Michael Landon Award was presented to Eddie by the California Governor's Committee for accurately portraying people with disabilities in the media. In 2008, he received the Dr. Gerald Urde Professional Excellence Award as well, presented by the Delaware County ARC, and on and on and on. He received the Citizens for Peaceful Resolutions Earth Charter Award for his commitment to youth education and outreach. Boy, do we need that right now, huh? Citizens for Peaceful Resolutions. Now more than ever, how apropos. He's extraordinary. Drumsmith Alliance for the Percussive Arts presents the Eric A. Berquest Award for Excellence in Education and the Percussive Arts in 2010 to him, and so much more. He's really extraordinary. I was so honored to have him here on the show. Coming to us from beautiful Santa Barbara, California. Yeah, he is there. He's poised. He's ready to go. He's all excited. He has lots to share with us here on the show. Why don't we welcome for the first time, and I know it will not be the last, our friend and yours, Eddie Tuduri, joining us here, all comfy in his chair, swiveling along. There he is. He looks like a legendary drummer, musician, and global citizen of the world, doesn't he? With a phenomenal head of hair. I hope this hair will be like that at some point. That is a nice head of hair.
I've got about 50 years on you. So
you've worked hard on that, right? Yeah. How are you, my friend? And welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. And thanks so much for not only being a guest, you know, a phenomenal guest and a legend who has provided so much extraordinary music to us all over the years and have worked with some of the greats as well, but also for creating the Rhythmic Arts Project, which is extraordinary, and also being a fan of the Jim Masters Show Live, watching episodes and even participating as a viewer and now a JMS Lovity last night. You're full circle.
Yeah. I realized recently I put Cannibal and the Head Hunters in that. I have never used a resume until recently. And I started writing all this stuff down, and I put Cannibal and the Head Hunters. Hardly anyone knows who that is. I played at the Murray the K show at the Brooklyn Fox.
Oh, yes, sure.
1965. Murray was major back in those days. I'm from the area, you know, so I remember it was Murray the K and the Swingin' Soiree, and he would do this call and response for the kids who were what he called submarine race watchers, were the kids that were parking on Riverside Drive.
Wow.
Alabe. And if you were in the city at any, you would go, Alabe. Yeah. Alabe. Kumabelazoa. The whole city, he had the city in the palm of his hands. He was a great guy. He brought
Absolutely.
the Beatles to Shea Stadium in
Yes.
1964.
You know, I still call City Field Shea Stadium when
Oh,
I
really?
go. So we're headed to Shea. Oh, wait, I mean City Field.
Yeah.
It'll always be Shea to me, I tell you. You started early in Connecticut. 9 years old, you were already starting to get your thing going here. Tell us about this. And then really in 12, you
I had
really
my
kicked
first
into it.
gig at 12. It was a wedding, and for there was a music store in town. It was called Ed Stan Music, and there were no drummers. I was the only drummer. I was the best drummer in Derby, and also the only drummer in Derby.
Yeah.
And they asked me to play with them. My dad drove me to the gig, and helped me set up, and it was. I don't remember much about it. They were really. I remember they were awful.
Mhm.
The repertoire was really bad, but how do you get a musician to complain? Get them a gig.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah.
so it started very early for me in Derby, Connecticut.
Hmm.
You know,
So did you have inspiration within the family? Was there music going on that inspired you early on, Eddie?
my dad played every instrument. He was an accountant. He had he was an amazing guy. He came from Spain, and he with his family, and he went to Cuba, and he was brought up in Havana until he was 12 or 13, and then he came to New York, where my mom's family had come from Sicily. My mom and dad met in New York.
Yeah.
But he worked really hard. He supported his family. He went to school at night. He got married to my mom, I think he was 30 years old, something like that, and he had like $3,000 in the bank. That'd be like $500,000 today.
Yes.
I was born very late in life, but my dad, yes, he played. He was very musically, and he played violin, banjo, piano, drums, everything.
Wow.
And my mom was a jazz fan. She says, I don't like that Frankie Sinatra. I like Tony Bennett. She said that was her thing when she was a kid. She grew up in Brooklyn, so
yeah,
there was that influence, and then I kind of took to it like a duck to water when I was at a very early age.
Was it drums first for you that you took to?
I wanted to play. I liked Satchmo. I liked Louis Armstrong, so I wanted to play trumpet. But
trumpet.
my best friend in school wanted to play drums, and we flipped a coin, and he won. So here I am, 50 years later.
Wow.
Connecticut is cool. There was a lot of we got to play. My family is still there. I love my family. They're all over the East Coast, but they're still in like Bethany and Seymour and New Haven and like that.
The Valley area, yeah.
In the valleys, the Housatonic Valley, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
We have friends from school. We still communicate,
Do you really?
Yeah, they actually get together, a bunch of them every month or two, and I've been meaning to get back there one day and say hi to everybody. And I miss my family. I haven't been home for a while, so.
Well, if they're watching live right now, when you share the links and everything, say your big hi now. Hey, everybody.
I am. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Everybody on the East Coast.
Cindy and Maureen and a whole bunch of people said they were going to watch. We'll see. Katie.
Yeah, if they don't watch live, they can see it archived on our YouTube
channel. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah.
So, so you had that inspiration of music, in the household there. What was the early, thing that happened for you? I mean, I'm talking really early ages, like 12 was a pivotal age for you as well, huh?
Yeah, 13, 14. We had a band. There were some guys in town. Nobody sang. It was an instrumental band. And we knew 3 or 4 songs. And one guy played sax. There was 2 guitar players, sax and drums. I think I might have been 13. And they were called the Electrons. And we played at parties. And I know we played at the local theater in Shelton, Connecticut.
Sure, yeah.
And I remember they gave me Day-Glo paint and painted my drumsticks, and they had lights, and they made me play a drum solo. So it was the Electrons featuring the Little Neutron.
Wow. Hey, they are watching because Kathy Catterette says we miss you too.
Oh, Katie. Hi, Katie. All right.
Katie. Yes. Hey, Katie.
Yeah.
And she says hello. She's watching. Good to see you. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show live, Katie. Is she in the East Coast or back on the East Coast?
Yeah, she is. I think it's New Haven or North Haven or Brantford. Where are you, Katie?
She's right. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody that's new, let us know where you're watching from. We would love that. And thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So you were saying, like 13, 14 things starting to develop for you?
Well, I started playing for, crowds of people. And then, we had block dances and the Armory and, there were nightclubs occasionally. By the time I was 16, I was in a band with some guys who could actually play, and we had a record. We had a record deal with Roulette Records.
Did you really?
And yeah, that was a tough label in those days.
Wow. Yeah.
They all were in the Brill Building. When you have spent any
the
time,
Brill Building, yes.
Yeah. So, but we had a record out. It was called Down, 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 and we were called the East Coast Journeymen. And it was kind of a goofy band, but we had a record deal. And, there's nothing like being 16 years old and hearing your own record on the radio.
What was that like?
I remember the first time I pulled the car over and rolled the windows down, and I was like yelling at people, "Hey, listen to this!"
Yeah,
it was very cool. We didn't sell a lot of records, but we had a little regional success, so we got a little taste of what that was like, and it was really fun.
I bet your folks were very proud, huh?
Well, they were. They weren't happy about me I was so enthusiastic about the drums. I was in the basement for hours every single day.
Yeah.
They were very cool about it, though. They bought me a one drum at a time as I showed them that, I was taking lessons every week in Ansonia from my teacher, Al Gardella. And, my dad would be there, and he knew that I was really studying every day. I really put myself into it. And so they supported that, but they didn't do it all at once. They watched over me, and they saw that I was making progress. And when I deserved it, I got a better instrument.
Right.
But at first, I used to put my school books down on the floor and play along to American Bandstand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The social studies book was a good bass drum, and all the rest, depending on how thick they were or what the cover was, they all had a different sound.
Did you use your mother's pots and pans too?
No, I didn't do that.
You saved her there, I guess, huh? Who were you listening to growing up? Who were some of your influences? Who were some of the people that you admired and really, took to?
Gene Krupa. I mean, a lot of guys were looking at Buddy Rich, and there were, Philly Joe Jones. But one of my favorites, the first book I had was Joe Morello. So later on in years, I got to meet Joe and tell him how much he meant to me. And, he got teary-eyed. He was a terrific guy. He was in Dave Brubeck's band. And he's from New York, and he was living in Jersey at the time. Wonderful guy, great drummer, great writer. So I had my early influences were all jazz guys.
Yeah.
I went and saw Gene Krupa at the Metropole.
Oh yeah.
I was 14 maybe. We were at my mom's my mom's sister.
Yeah.
And I was able to walk to the Metropole. I don't remember where I was then. The Metropole was on 7th Avenue, I think. And they had the band set up behind the bar. You'd walk in the bar, and there's the bar, and behind the bar was a stage.
Wow.
And they wouldn't let me in.
No.
There was a big bouncer there, and I said, "Come on, man! This guy's my idol, and I just want to watch. I'm not going to go in." He said, "Okay," and he took me under arm, and he let me stand in the foyer there and watch. And I got to see Gene Krupa. That was everything to me.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Later on, there were a lot of people. In the New York scene, Bernard Purdy probably played on so many records. I couldn't tell you all the records he played on, but he became a friend in later life, and I still admire and respect him a lot.
Yeah.
blues and jazz guys and crossover guys. Of course, Vinnie Colaiuta and I are very good friends today. We have been for many years. He always helped me out after I got hurt. He would show up and sit in for me or play for me when I couldn't play. In this last concert we did in December, just a few months ago, Vinnie and I played almost all night together. And that was, most guys would give their right arm to play with Vinnie. I had to give him 3 meatballs. I don't know what Sting pays them or any of those, or Jeff Beck or any of those other guys. It cost me 3 meatballs.
That's it, huh?
That's it. Yeah. I'm not famous for anything in life, believe me, but red sauce and meatballs
are it, huh?
Yeah. I had a great Italian mom. She taught me a lot. And my sister, Carol, she was great. So,
that's incredible.
Growing up.
That family foundation.
Yeah.
So as things were going along for you and more exposure was happening, Eddie, take us through maybe some of those big moments, big linchpin, crucial times where your musicianship and talent was really being noticed and things were really starting to roll for you.
Yeah, the big moments for me, probably the biggest moment I can remember from the 70s is I had a job with the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
It was a job. I mean, people don't understand sometimes that I was a sideman. I still am. I worked for a lot of people, but I'm not the star. I just played drums for them, for whatever period of time. And when I was with the Beach Boys, who were really great people, they treated me with respect. I was 24 or 5, I don't know. I was young. And the probably the biggest moment in my life was we played at Madison Square Garden. We sold out Madison Square Garden. My mother's from Brooklyn.
Yes. So
my whole family, all 5 boroughs.
Oh, yeah.
So I got my mom a suite at the Pierre and a limousine. And I got my sister and Bobby and Cindy, if you're watching, I don't remember if you guys were there, but my nephews, always came to all the shows I did whenever I was on the East Coast. Bobby and Danny, anyway. And the thing is, she had the suite. She was in a limousine. She got front row seats at Madison Square Garden to see her son play. So for me and for her and for the family, that was probably the brightest moment in my whole career. After the show, I went down and said, well, what'd you think, Mom? And she said, I told you to move that damn cymbal. I can't see your face. I told you. And I said, okay, Mom, next time. But that's probably the highlight. I mean, she took out an ad in the local paper and my son. So that meant a lot to me. And
absolutely.
Then my family, Johnny, the DiMaggios were all from Staten Island and Long Island. And that's my mom's name. And Johnny DiMaggio, my cousin Johnny, we called him Johnny Boy. He's my favorite cousin, still is. He was a little older than I was. When we grew up, I always looked up to him and still do. But he would come to all the shows too, wherever we were and whoever I played with whenever I was on the East Coast. Bobby and Danny and my cousin Johnny would show up. So family, and I think playing with my family in attendance was probably the best thing.
It was a really fantastic highlight, huh?
Really touched me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had a couple of gold records and stuff like that. I sent them to my mom,
Don't you like the way he says that, folks? I had a couple of gold records or so, folks, I think, here and there, but I sent them to Mom. I love that. That's fantastic. What were they for? Do you recall what those gold records were for?
I did a lot of recording for Canadian artists, the 5-man electrical band, the Cooper Brothers. There was a band in Vancouver called Chilliwack.
Yes.
Big Canadian band. And I got a gold and a platinum record for Lights from the Valley. They didn't put my name on the record. which happens. It happens a
Yeah,
lot.
it does. Yes, more than people realize.
I
Yes.
played on a John Stewart record called California Gold. It outsold everything he ever recorded. He didn't like it.
He didn't like it, huh?
Big seller for him. And he tried to pay me $25 for the track, I remember. And when the record came out, I ran to the store and I was going to send it to my mom, right? And it said it had another drummer's name on it. A guy that I replaced, actually. There was an incredible drummer around the same time I was named Michael Landon. Michael played with Bread.
Yeah.
And with Linda Ronstadt. He had I never knew him, but we did a lot of the same gigs.
Yeah.
I would work for the same producer he did on a different day, you know. Yeah. I never ran into him, but he had a great reputation. He played beautifully. And he had played on this record. But in those days, we used 24-track tape. Tape became corrupted. And Michael was touring in Europe, and John Stewart had Stevie Nicks on this record, and it was going to be the single. He had to get it out.
Yeah.
And he asked the engineer at this studio, he said, "Do you know anybody?" And he called me, and I came in and replaced the track. It wasn't because Michael didn't play well; he played perfectly. But it fell apart. The tape did. Yeah. So we fixed it, and he tried to pay me $25. And then when the record came out, he put Michael's name on it. You know, I was proud to share that track with Michael Botts.
Sure, yeah.
In my cap, and he was, you know, sorry I never got to know him. He's passed now. You know.
Yeah.
There's so many people I know.
But
the studio thing was really. I didn't do I don't have a lot of gold records. Trust me. I'm probably a few more I should have got, but it wasn't about that, you know.
Right.
As a young studio, I fancied myself as a studio musician.
Yes. Yeah. So you had an opportunity to play with a lot of. Did you do a lot of commercial work too? You know, in addition to working with, you know, bands and groups, did you do work for commercials, production houses, like a session musician? A lot of that too. I find that fascinating. I've always admired sessions musicians and singers who go in and have this unbelievable ability to just take all these different visions and projects and varieties, genres and styles, and just to be able to, you know, nail it and do it and make it happen, because every day is something different. All these different projects, all these different, you know, commercial campaigns or whatever it is, and you go in and you just do it. What was that like doing that? Yeah.
They were, you work for specific producers. If a producer liked you, you pretty much were going to do everything he did.
Yes.
And that's what happened with guys, the best guys in town, Jeff Beccaro in my day, and Vinny, and with John Garrett. There's a lot of guys who, Hal Blame, you know, who was in the Wrecking Crew. Those guys did thousands of records.
Yes.
And I don't know how they kept it up. They would go in and knock these things out 2 or 3 in a day.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff I did, the commercial stuff I did, was fun. I think they call you back because mainly if you're a drummer, there isn't a lot of prowess involved.
Right.
I did stuff like, "'Cause that Bob, good boy, we love good food just like you do."
Right.
You know? And then you'd get paid.
Yep.
You had to play in time. You only had 30 seconds. There weren't necessarily click tracks, so they had to depend on you to play in the pocket, right? And so and they were fun, and you got paid royalties every 13 weeks, I think.
Yes.
$50, whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
So I did Volkswagen commercials.
Oh, you did?
And
tell us about some of the ones you've done that people may remember. I always find that cool.
There were jewelry stores and Volkswagen and Southern California Volkswagen dealers. We started the whole thing. I I don't remember all of them. That was a really long time ago.
That's really cool, huh? It just shows I just find it fascinating, the versatility of session musicians, studio musicians, and singers who are like studio session singers doing the jingles and all that fun stuff. Remember when jingles were so big? Everything had a jingle to it. Every commercial, every detergent, every loaf of bread, every cat food, every TV station, radio station. It was all jingles. Cool stuff.
Bob's Big Boy was did they have that restaurant in the East Coast?
Oh, Bob's Big Boy. Yeah, a few of them. I think maybe a little bit further south, but yeah.
Went on for years, for 10 years. I got paid for that.
Did you really?
They had a buyout, and that was the end of that.
Wow.
One of my friends have become rich on stuff like that. Great musicians.
Oh, sure.
One of my best friends years ago was a guy named Lenny Capizzi, and Lenny was a bebop. He was crazy. Lenny was crazy. He did comedy. He could mimic anyone. He sang bebop. He sang R&B. He was from Boston, and he wrote the Monster Mash.
Really? Yes.
Bobby Pickett and Lenny
the
Capizzi.
Monster Mash.
Yeah, and he,
wow.
He used to say to him, Lenny, how did you, you're such a great player and singer and composer. How did you write that dumb song?
Yeah.
I wish I wrote that dumb song.
I tell you, yeah. I could still hear the drum in it, that drum. Yeah, it's very prominent in that song.
Yeah.
He's got that mess, the monster. That is funny. I just want to show you that Katie in Connecticut says, Cindy and Bob want you to know they're here too.
Oh,
Can't
great.
chat, but they're listening. They are on the road right now, but they are, they are watching along here as well. You also, the variety of people that you've had an opportunity to play for, work with, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, like I mentioned, the Beach Boys and Steve Perry. Tell us about working with Steve Perry and Englebert Humperdinck and Dwight Yoakum.
Steve, I forget I had been on the road with the Eagles. I was playing with J.D. Souther, not the Eagles, but J.D. was kind of an honorary Eagle. He wrote a lot of their tunes. He still writes with them. Great singer, great writer. And when that was over, I remember, it's like anything else. You do these tours. I remember a bunch of us sitting around once talking about what it was like being on the road, including Vinnie Colaiuta and a bunch of other folks, prominent sidemen. And we were talking about being on the road and being driven around in limousines and flying in Learjets and playing for thousands and thousands of people. And then, you go home, from the tour, and, you run home and take the garbage out that you forgot to take out before you left. It's like, and Vinny said, Eddie, it's like, he told all of us, it's like going from God to cod. That's what sidemen are. So this one time when I finished the Eagles tour, I had nothing. And all of us, I lived in LA, and I had to find another, you always had to find work. When I did the Eagles tour, we had rehearsed, and then we had a few days off, and we were leaving on a Friday to start that 7 cities or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
On the Wednesday night, I played at Hazel's Bar in Pasadena for $40.
Did you really?
Yeah, because Hazel's Bar was still there when I got home.
Yeah.
You had to have, I worked a lot. I was very lucky to have some nice gigs and to play on a few things, but I really wasn't, I had to work. Mm-hmm. Plus, I wanted to play and work and stay in shape all the time. And so I heard my friend Ralph Humphrey, who's a really incredible teacher. He's written books. He's in our world. He's like a god, Ralph Humphrey. Mm-hmm. I call him your Ralphness. And he taught at the Musicians Institute, and he developed a curriculum. He and Joe Procaro, Jeff's dad. Anyway, he couldn't do this gig. He says, why don't you call this guy Eddie? And they called me. And it was Tim Bogert. You remember Tim Bogert from Vanilla?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And all that. So, and Tim had found this kid, this singer, he told me. So I found this singer out in Visalia and this guitar player. And, we need a drummer. We've auditioned like 30 something guys and we can't find anybody. And I said, I'll come and play. I never thinking that I would get the gig. I mean, if Ralph didn't take the gig, so I went and played, and it was like floating around in a bowl of warm soup. It was just beautiful. It fit.
What a great description.
Yeah, there's something that happens when a group of guys connect. It doesn't mean they're necessarily the best players in the world. Look at the Rolling Stones.
Correct. Yes.
So it just felt great. And this kid, Steve Perry, oh my God, could he sing? I mean, wow.
Yeah.
And we had like 40 original tunes. I got the gig, and then I kind of moved up there.
You did.
Tim and he had a big house. We shared this house, and we rehearsed 3 days on, a day off, 3 days on, a day off, like that. And we had all these tunes, and we tried to sell the band. It wasn't happening. We had Clive Davis. I'm familiar with Clive.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He came to Sound City, and he heard the original recording of Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'. We recorded that before Journey. And he sat there and he listened to Steve Perry sing that song. And he said, I don't know, boys. I just don't hear anything commercial here. Right. And he left, and I was like, oh, my God. Because I thought that band was.
That was, yeah.
Gosh, it was, I was really disappointed. It fell apart.
And that's what they look for, that commercial sellable sound. Yeah.
I ended up on the road with JD and Bogert. We were all really disappointed about it. Bogert moved to England. He moved back to England, where he was a prominent guy, and people, he could work. And he joined this band called Boxer. And it had Chris Stainton from, and Michael Padow from Time Box and Juicy Lucy. It was a great band. And I did this tour, and Bogert called me from England in the middle of the tour. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm on the road with this band, and he said, what are you doing with those? He said, come home and get on a plane and move to England. Well, I got a great band. We need a drummer. And so just do it. Okay. I got home and I packed up my stuff and I moved to England.
What was that like, huh? What was the family reaction? Were they like, wait a minute, you're not going to be here on Sunday for sauce?
I was already living out here.
You're already out there.
I moved out here when I was just 20 or 21.
Was that tough for the family? Were they like,
I think they understood.
They got it. Yeah.
My mom understood. My sister, I think my sister was worse than my mom. Everybody was really emotional about it.
Sure. Yeah. Close family. Yeah.
Bobby and Danny and Jay are my sister's children, and I'm only 9 years older than my nephew Bobby. He's very old now. No, but seriously, they were able to come to most of the.
Bob's here because he goes, loving this uncle. Yeah.
Loving this uncle. Yeah. He still calls me. They all still call me Uncle Eddie.
He was close to home. LOL. Closer to home. Yeah.
Anyway, the thing is that because they were old enough, they would come to every time I worked anywhere where they were close enough. Poor dad. That's Katie is Bobby's daughter.
See what Bobby says?
Yeah.
It's all in the family. They are now Lovedies, the part of the Jim Master Show. They're part of the Lovedies squad. All of them, Bob and Katie and everybody.
They would come to gigs with, all the gigs I did on the East Coast. They showed up, and if I had a day or two off, I'd go home.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And they were great to hang around with. We were not that far in age apart, so
wow,
we partied together and had a lot of fun. You
You
know.
also worked with Englebert Humperdinck too, huh? I know Merlin in Ontario, Canada was asking about that. She's a fan of course, Englebert.
Mhm.
What was it like working with Englebert?
I was his band leader for. I lived in Nashville, and the record company asked me if I would do it. It wasn't my cup of tea. Engelbert was. He was difficult to work with.
Was
I
he?
know that he has a great following. He's sold millions and millions of records. I was grateful for the job. I
Yes,
didn't
yeah,
stay. I stayed for a couple of months.
yeah,
Did some recording with him in Nashville, and then
yeah,
I moved on.
yeah,
We didn't see eye to eye,
yeah.
but I respect him, and you know, he had quite a voice. He had like a 4 hour
Sure.
voice.
Yeah, he and Tom Jones at the time were really, you know.
I like Tom Jones, and Tom Jones is a really nice guy. Everybody I know that worked for him was very happy with the gig.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Engelbert was a little bit more of a stickler. He was
More
aloof.
particular and yeah.
Well, he kept, you know, he was the star, and he, you know, it was a different. It's hard in the music business when you work with people. Like Vinny said, it's like going from God to God. You know, I mean,
Yes, right.
you know,
Yeah.
God are those guys at the top, some of them, and God is the rest of us.
You worked also again with so many incredible bands. You worked also with Dwight Yoakum too, huh?
I knew you were going to ask that. Yeah, yeah. Dwight and I were friends long before he made it,
Yeah.
and we were riding around here in L.A. and he'd pick me up in his Chevy, and we'd pack the drums and we'd go play in little honky tonks for $40.
Yeah.
And Dwight was really talented.
Yeah.
Incredibly talented, but I don't know why I did get a lot of country gigs. I shouldn't have. I was really not very good at that. But people kept calling me because I approached it differently.
Yeah.
And Dwight was kind of a bluegrass guy. He played acoustic guitar, and we did Blue Moon from Kentucky every night, and man, he was so talented.
Yeah.
It just I left town. Actually, I moved to Canada for 4 years to play in rhythm and blues bands. The best time of my life. Canadian musicians they're so good. There's so many great musicians, and we
Very
never
talented. Yeah.
There's a band called the Downchild Blues Band. They're Hall of Famers there. We haven't really heard of them here. You know, they've been around for their royalty. They're the band that Dan Aykroyd and Belushi
Patterned the Blues Brothers after.
In fact, the 2 songs on their first album were written by Donnie, who was the leader by Donnie Walsh from the Downchild Blues Band. They're still together. They had some 50-year reunion, and Aykroyd sits in with them.
Yeah.
You know? So I was in Canada for 4 years. I went there to play with a funk band called the Lincolns. It was, I'd have to say, it was pretty close to my favorite band. It was really good for me. And then I played with Downchild. I played with Ronnie Hawkins.
Yes.
Yeah, that was another experience, and a bunch of other bands. I was there almost 4 years. While I was away, Dwight was making records, and he became a giant star. I didn't know. When I got home, I was trying to put my life back together here in LA, and I put a band together, and I was working at a very popular club called Josephina's. I still have lifelong friends from Josephina's, the greatest people ever. The bands that played there, all the bands I got to play with. And I ran into Dwight in the parking lot one night. He said, "Hey, man, you know, it was really good to see him. I hadn't seen him." He said, "Eddie, you won't believe what happened to me." He says, I've sold 1 million records. I've been on Johnny Carson like twice." I said, "Wow." You know,
wow, right there, just being on, you know, it's getting past that first time that leads to that second time with Carson. And wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
huh?
he had, I did Carson with him, but he wasn't there. Jay Leno was subbing.
Jay Leno was subbing for him
when I did it with Dwight. That must have been Dwight's 4th, 5th time on the show. He was, you know, he made it to the couch. Right.
That's the key. Yeah. For any singers, performers, comedians, if you made it to the couch
Right.
the next
Yeah.
morning, if not that night, ooh,
Yeah. 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 If you get on that
that
show, you're
see,
good
if you
for
were just starting out and you weren't the legend you are, being on the Jim Masters Show live, that would be happening to you tomorrow morning.
forget about it. I know they're at the door right now, Jim.
Oh,
And
are they at the door?
that's why I had to go. They were all, scammering.
I was going to say you might want to check to see who's actually at the door. You might want to
I
lock
shut
it.
the door. Sign out there.
You have the German Shepherds ready?
I have a cockatiel. He's an attack cockatiel. His name's Billy.
And my sister actually and brother-in-law had a cockatiel, and yes, they can. When that feather goes up,
Oh yeah,
back off. They back off from that.
Billy's cool. He used to be a little.
What's the name?
Huh?
What's the name of the cockatiel?
Billy.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
Cool.
I got him a bungee.
Is he there? Is he in your room there?
Yeah, I can get him. You want to meet him?
Yeah, we would love to see. Yeah, people have brought their pets on, and yeah, they've brought everything: pets, kids, food, and you get to see the chair, gang. You got another chair there. So we have so many shots of our guests' chairs. We even had an episode where we had our viewers send in photos of their chairs, and we showed their chairs, the chairs that our viewers on the Jim Masters Show Live sit in when they watch the Jim Masters Show Live. Isn't that cool? So, look at this. Wow. Let's do a close up there. That is cool.
Billy, look. Who's on TV, pal? Who is that? Oh, man, come on. He's an old pro at this. Right?
I was going to say, that is cool, huh?
He's great. He's a really company. I had cancer a couple of years ago, and I was here recovering for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I got him when he was just a baby at that same time. And we bonded,
You bonded. Yeah.
I was all the time, and he was, he's cool. He hangs,
Literally.
Yeah.
Does he sing?
Yes, he does. He sings Maresy Dotes and Dozy Dotes, and he does the theme from the Andy Griffith. And I'm trying to teach him I'm in the mood for love.
I'm in the mood for love. Would you like to do that now? Would you like to do I'm in the mood for love? Look at the way he's looking at you.
I'm teaching him. He hasn't got it.
I was saying.
I whistle like this. And he likes that. He likes this awful whistling.
I think he's nesting in your hair. Or there he is.
Hey.
I think he determined based on the lighting that's his best angle.
I think so. He knows that's his best side. Yeah, he knows.
He must be. Is he union? He looks like he's union.
You're gonna have to send him a check, not me.
I was gonna say he's gonna have to. Yeah. He's
hey, come here, buddy. I'm afraid he might.
Yeah.
He
might do something on camera.
Yeah.
When you're live and you decide to do a series live, anything can happen. Technically, sometimes a graphic could be spelled wrong. I mean, when you're rushing and doing it fast, anything can happen. Lots of comments coming in. Sherry Larson has lots of hearts here. She's loving it. Terry Linder loving this as well. Veronica Lee's watching from Australia. She had a cockatiel named Merlin before she had kids. Went everywhere with her.
I played on the steps of the Sydney Opera House to 100 and some odd thousand people.
Did you really?
With a band called Waku.
Wow.
Waku was a great, great band. It was one of those bands that was undiscovered. I mean, they really was one of the best pop bands.
Sure.
David Palmer was the lead singer. He's still one of my best friends in life today.
Yeah.
David sang, "I Don't Want to Do Your Dirty Work" for Steely Dan. And then after he left Steely Dan, he did a lot of things, but Waku was his baby. He wrote most of the tunes. And we had a #1 record in Australia. And we did that show. We did Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney, and one other. We did like 4 major.
Melbourne, probably Melbourne.
Melbourne, right?
Melbourne, yeah.
Yeah. So I loved Australia. We all wanted to stay. Everybody fell in love.
I tell you, I haven't been there yet. I can't believe it. I have not been there. I've been to Europe and all, but not to Australia. I got to get down there. Yeah. You loved it, huh?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Good people and
really great people. Yeah. Very kind, very accommodating.
Good day. Yeah. They welcome you. Yeah.
Polite. Yeah.
Yeah.
The women were just beautiful inside and out.
We're going to talk about the Rhythmic Arts Project in a second, but we dug up something here. I want to have them see before we go to Trap, something that we dug up here, and it's you doing your thing as you do, and it's a video, Hey Pokey Away.
Oh, hey,
and you're really on fire with that.
That's Vinny Caluta with me. He's the #1 drummer in the world.
Tell us about this, what we're going to see here. It's a fantastic clip.
It's one of my favorite songs. I have a friend named Zigaboo Modelastum. Ziggy is the second line go-to drummer. When Gad did that 50 Ways to Lose Your Lover, I'm sure he listened to Ziggy. Ziggy is the second line is a kind of funeral march that they use in New Orleans. The roots of that, but it's a very cool thing that it took me 20 years to figure out how to play it properly with the right feel. Yeah. I like Alan Robinson and Ziggy, and there's a lot of guys I know in New Orleans that are I'm in awe of the New Orleans players, all of them.
Oh yeah.
I've done a lot of work there, so
you will I'm sure you will probably say yes immediately, but was it John Baptiste on Stephen Colbert's show? He's incredible, isn't he?
Yeah.
And what a personality, not only a phenomenal, musician and band leader, everything, pianist, all of it, but just a great personality as well, huh?
There's a kid named Johnny Bogdanovich, who's like one of the best second line New Orleans kind of. He's any kind of drummer. He does everything. He's just fantastic. He has a little show on Facebook almost every day.
So he's doing,
He sits by himself with his wife, and we talk, and he plays and sings songs as he's playing along.
As he's playing, right?
I never saw anybody approach the drums the way he does. Myself and my friend Bob Stagner, who's is a trap facilitator, amazing drummer from Chattanooga. He and I catch each other on Johnny's show a lot.
That is cool.
Just amazing. Vagdagovich. I can't say his name properly. Johnny Vagdagovich.
Here's a little Hey Pokey Away with our friend right here doing his thing. Let's take a look. Mm. I see a big smile on your face. You were doing a little swiveling in that chair. So was I. That's incredible. That's incredible.
That was Rick Geraci on percussion, just all the way back. The next guy in the back of us, that was Luis Conte. He's almost the number one guy in the world for him and a couple of other handful of guys. He plays with James Taylor, and he plays with whomever he wants to. You know, he's number one call. The guy next to that is a really legendary drummer, Tony Braunagel. He wins the.
He's coming on our show. Yeah,
Tony is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Toby would have
coming in a few weeks. Yeah.
We've known each other for years. You know, we met in England, actually, and we did a tour together. I was in Boxer. He was in a band called Backstreet Crawler. Well, actually, Crawler. He's an amazing guy. We have Greg Sutton and I wrote a song. Greg wrote it with me. It's called "Rubbing Shoulders with Angels." Tony brought us in the studio. We found the studio, Johnny Shell's studio. We got Teresa James and Terry from the Rhythm Tramps. They're my favorites. And Jim Pugh on B3. And Greg Sutton wrote it. And Johnny played slide guitar. And the song is about, it's about trap. I wish you could play that. I have it on my desktop. I wonder if I could share that.
Terry Linder's here and says, outstanding.
Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, everybody's commenting. Amazing comments. We do have that, and I want to show that absolutely, Eddie. Rubbing Shoulders with Angels. And we've got it.
Oh,
and
great.
and
that's a good lead into trap because it's all about trap.
Yes, exactly. Again, folks, it's really an extraordinary thing that this fine man here founded, giving back. And it came out of a personal experience as well with you. It was a surfing situation. You love the ocean like I do. I mention it oftentimes on air and off on this show and just everywhere. Growing up on the East Coast with the ocean nearby, you know, I grew up out east on Long Island with the South Shore, the Atlantic, the North Shore, the Long Island Sound. You grew up with the Connecticut coast and the Sound.
And the Long Island Sound for me too.
Yeah, and you go out to Misquamicut and you get the Atlantic and everything. So the ocean, and you're there in Santa Barbara, so the ocean as well. But a little bit of a accident there that sort of led to all of this, huh?
I was body surfing. I like to body surf every day.
Yes.
And the beach in Carpinteria is known as the safest beach in the world.
Right.
It really is. It's giant waves. It's very calm. It's
tame compared to Maui. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of other places on the coast. We have Rincon, which is famous for surfing a mile away, but this is very calm. It was during the El Nino time and the waves and
everything is rough and rough surf.
I was like 20 yards out all by myself, just catching the last wave.
The last one.
The night before, I was just taking an hour in the ocean and then getting ready for work that night. And I jumped in this wave, and it was so sudden. It was so fast. I jumped in, it didn't turn it just didn't act the way a wave acts. And I went, boom. It just pounded me into the bottom, and I heard a big snap and then nothing. And I was 3 feet underwater, totally paralyzed and all alone, 20 yards out in the ocean. So near-death experience is words pale the experience. It's very difficult to talk about it and really make any sense of it, or it's something that I accept as the truth for myself, but I don't expect anyone else to. I was drifting away. I could see my body floating in one direction.
Yeah.
And my spirit floating in another.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to drown to discard this cage so I could continue on this journey. And So I opened my mouth to let the water in so I could discard and continue.
Yeah.
And I opened my mouth, and when I did that, I was lifted from the bottom and got a mouthful of air.
Mm.
And a moment before that, I was in God's hot tub.
Yes.
It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And I could see things going on and just ethereal stuff, and it was just beautiful. There was no body. It was all spirit. It was warm, enticing, and unconditional. There's no words to describe the bliss. But here I was and lifted and then placed gently on the shore with the lifeguard with the most seniority on the Central Coast, happened to be on duty. He put surfboards up so the water wouldn't drown me or choke me. I couldn't move at all. I was totally paralyzed from the neck down, nothing. So then the paramedic with the most seniority on the Central Coast handled me from the water to the ambulance to the hospital. And that's where those bad things happen with spinal cord injury or back, anything in your back.
Mine was the lifting, right? Don't move them. And
that's why I when people say, well, a wave brought you in, that didn't, none of that stuff. I said, well, if a wave brought me in, I would have died. Because the sixth vertebra was totally herniated and pressing against the spinal cord. Had I moved one fraction of an inch, it would have severed the cord. So I accept what happened as what happened. Everything I believe, everything I said, everything I felt, God, all of it.
Yes.
Well, I got to the rehab on a Saturday, and the doctor with the most seniority as a neurologist he just happened to be on duty, spinal, and he said, I'll take this guy. And they did an MRI, and they saw that my neck was broken. He showed me what happened, told me what he had to do. I was telling jokes the whole time. It was so jovial.
Yeah.
I was never afraid.
No.
I told the guys in the ambulance, I said, I'm a drummer. I can do different things with all four limbs. And now I'm just a head. And they laughed nervously, like, this poor guy, he's a quadriplegic. He doesn't know it, Anyway, I got in. They did the emergency operation, and long story short, I remember the anesthesiologist was coming at me, and I said, man, you look a lot like this bass player I worked with in Canada. I said, the guy was really, really good. He was really funky. I said, I hope you're as good as he was. And he said, and he laughed, and then he would count backwards,
Yeah, right. It's like, yeah.
And I woke up in the ICU, and there were angels everywhere. It was a beautiful experience, the whole thing. After, and I was told I was just a head.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I was already trying to figure out what I could do as a head, if that were the case. So I can blink my eyes and wiggle my ears, and I can talk. I can be purposeful.
You can talk. Yeah.
So, I was sent to the rehab about 8 or so days later. And in the rehab, I was still totally paralyzed. But eventually I started, I could wiggle my toe. Then this hand began to work. And I asked my friend to bring in some instruments because I knew what was happening. I knew that this was predestined. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just following directions. So I got a stick and some shakers and a cowbell and something else. And I could hold the stick in my right hand. And I was playing on the side of my bed. And I said, yeah, I still got it. I'm just a head in one hand, but I still got it. So I asked the fella in the ward who was watching us, I said, can you just do? And he said, yeah, I can do that. He was playing on my food tray. And I was playing. So a little old lady from the other side of the ward rolled in, Edith. She said, Eddie, I want to play. And she had spinal cord injury, and she was in a lot of pain and crying all the time. She's a real darling. We all loved her. I said, sure, Edith. And we gave her the cowbell and asked her if she could play 1 and 2. and she couldn't quite get it. Ted, who was to my left, was in a lot worse shape than anybody in the ward. He had been he had pancreatic cancer, diabetes. He had a stroke when he was on the table. He went and got on a motorcycle, broke every bone in his body. He was pinned together from head to foot. He was the bravest guy I ever saw. He was in the bed next to me. He had less mobility than I did. He also had like one hand. And he kept saying, "Get me out of this bed." I said, "What are you going to do, Ted, if you get out of bed? You can't. I'll crawl on the floor. Just get me out. I want to move. I want to get out of here." And, he said, "I can play that part." So Oscar, the fellow who was watching us in the ward, the aide said, "I don't know it." I said, "Just put it on his chest. He's got one hand." So we put the cowbell on his chest, and he played one. So we had this thing, and then Oscar was doing 1, 2, 3. So Edith said, "But Eddie, I still want to play." So we said, "Just clap." So we had this is this ensemble, the strangest ensemble I've ever seen, with all these 4 incapacitated people, save Oscar. I mean, we could hardly move, and we had this groove. It was really good. They were playing in time. They were playing parts I asked them to play. This is not a drum circle. This is a groove, a Latin groove, where they really had to think about what they were playing. And the nurses and doctors came in. I thought, "Oh, they're going to throw me out," and they loved it. And make a long story short, in a few weeks, I was in a wheelchair and started to participate in all the various disciplines. And I started this. I had a friend of mine, Greg Geddes, brought a drum set in and more instruments, and we set up in the mat room. Greg brought his guitar, and we played a little bit. I could play from my wheelchair. I didn't have any left side, but I could play with my right foot one. I could keep a beat. Yeah. And he would play. And then everybody in the industry sent instruments. Everybody. One day I got one of the nurses woke me up. She said, "You got to come out to the eating room out here there's something out there for you." I said, "All right." And I went out, and there was a brand new set of DW drums John Good had sent to me. Beautiful set. I mean, I could hardly sit on a seat and play it, but I did.
But you did.
And then we had like what we called the rehab rhythm rockers. We had people come from everywhere. I was playing with Jimmy Messina when I got hurt. So Jimmy came in. He lived in Santa Barbara. Don Perry from Jethro Tull, the drummer, came in, and a bunch of people came from everywhere to play. And we would play, and all the people in the audience were other patients. Mm-hmm. They were playing. We passed out stuff, and they would play along. And those who could dance, danced. The other ones danced in their wheelchairs or their seat. We called it butt dancing because and it was
so cool.
Great, man.
You were being inspired left and right, weren't you?
Yeah. From there it just blossomed. I was in the hospital a couple of months altogether. I walked out with a cane, 2 canes maybe, and started working in this profession right away, showing it to people. And then Libby Whaley and Libby was the director of recreational therapy. She championed it at the hospital, and I stayed working with it for 3 years, Libby and I, twice a week. Then I worked at another place in Pasadena and another place in Ojai, where I worked with really brilliant folks in the field of intellectual differences, which I had no idea about. Libby and I did a conference, and a therapist approached me and said, "Have you ever worked with anybody with Down syndrome?" I said, "No." She said, "Would you come?" I said, "Of course." I was just being directed. This whole path has all been divinely guided. I really don't have much to do with it. I'm following directions. Thanks, Jen. This whole thing came out of a dream, you know, and now we're all over the world. We're in many countries. I still do it by myself.
Yeah.
There's myself and my dear friend who helps with keeping me straight with the IRS.
Yeah.
Always smarter, always. And I have a great accounting firm.
Which was great.
That's it. And I have 4 people on our board of directors. One is in Quito, Ecuador, where we have the strongest trap program in the world. And then we have 3 folks here. One is a lawyer, a lady friend of mine I love and adore for many years. She has 2 children with autism. She's a lawyer. Then we have my friend Arno, who's an immigration lawyer. And we have my friend Dick, who's the president, and he is a retired financial advisor, which every drummer should know one.
I was just about to say, all those people you have around you are what everybody should have, especially musicians.
Left to my own devices. I have a friend, Dick. My friends Dick and Marilyn, who live not too far from me. They have been supporting the Rhythmic Arts Project for the last 10 years or more.
Yeah.
I can close my eyes and fall backwards, and somebody's going to catch me.
Yes.
I do this myself.
You are rubbing shoulders with angels.
I am.
And you were when you were in the ocean, and you still are today.
Yeah.
I
think the song says it all.
Yeah, we have it here. Let's treat our audience to that. And then we have much more folks for you to enjoy. But this is Rubbing Shoulders with Angels. Enjoy.
Rubbing shoulders with angels just for today. I can hear them singing. I love to watch them play. Rubbing shoulders with angels. I don't have to pray. I'm rubbing shoulders with angels. I sound your way. Silence is loud. Rhythm is
Mm, mm. Yep, exactly. Yeah, that is beautiful. That really is absolutely beautiful. Around here, we call that lovity. That's what you call. That's what you call lovity, my friend. And a lot of people really commenting about this. Maureen says, Maureen, a nurse that just retired after many years in Arizona. Just look at the joy on those faces from Maureen in Arizona.
I'll be in Tucson the end of March, beginning of April.
Oh, very cool. And in our, you'll be teaching? Oh,
we have a new program.
Oh, excellent.
So
Veronica.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah. You were going to say? But the teaching?
Tony Brownagel, I was going to say, we can thank him for that.
Yes.
He produced it. He directed it. He and Johnny Shell mixed and he did everything. And they all donated their time. Everybody, Teresa, Terry, Tony, and John, and Greg Sutton, of course.
Incredible.
And the background singers for many, many years now. There's a band called Pockets. I like to say it's my band, but it's the same folks have been involved in it off and on for probably 40 years. Carl Graves and Tata Vega, that they're singing background in that, along with Tony's girlfriend. But Jimmy Caleri, Chris Pinnock is a guitar player I've been working with since, gosh, I think it's probably 50 years.
Yeah.
I was just forever. He was in Chicago during the 80s, and he's done a million things. But this band, Pockets, has been my go-to band. Steve Nelson on bass, Jimmy Caleri, as I said, and Tata Vega, Carl, Chris Pinnock.
Incredible.
Bill Bodine puts the horns together.
Bob says Grandma is smiling so much.
Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that.
Jim Calhoun.
Jimmy's there?
Yeah. Thanks for all you bring to the table. Means a lot. Jimmy Calhoun.
He's my best man.
Really?
Yeah, he was the best man in my wedding. He was my.
There he is. Wow.
I could tell you stories about Jimmy, but then, he is a pastor now, so I have to watch my tongue. I told him,
see,
come on,
he can speak in tongues, but you have to watch your tongue.
That's right. That's exactly right. He's a wonderful man. He's a great bass player. He's a rock and roller from, I mean, I love Jimmy.
Yeah, it's great that he's here. Welcome, Jimmy, to the Jim Masters Show live. We love it. Sherry Larson says, what a beautiful video. Absolutely. She's in Kansas. Merlin in Ontario, Canada. Love it from the very first beat. And
I lived in Toronto for 4 years.
In Toronto. She's right there in Ontario. Yeah. I'm getting misty-eyed watching this, Eddie. You're a wonderful human being for sharing your gift and making such a difference in people's lives. Thank you, sir. And we're going to talk about this incredible organization, too. Wonderful from Kathleen in New York City. Gorgeous from Veronica Lee in Australia. Gorgeous. Thank you for sharing your brilliance with the world. And some more floating in here live from our Jim Master Show Lovities. Wow, what a fantastic spirit you have, Eddie. Incredible. Toby says, amen. Veronica Lee says, lovity. Yeah, she spells it the way we do. We took a poll, Eddie, to see if, when I stumbled on the word, it just slipped out of my mouth when I was saying the show has a lot of light, love, and levity. I said lovity. I said to the audience, always bringing the viewers in. I said, what should we do, gang? Should we spell it with the E? Because grammatically, your 7th grade English teacher would say not, right. I after E, except after C. They said, we're in a pandemic. Leave the E. Don't touch the word love. So that's our exclusive spelling.
Exactly right. Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then they say, well, lovity is not just a word on the Jim Master Show Live. It's a movement, which I think is cool. This is the viewers talking, Yeah. Merlin says, absolutely beautiful. Marty Thompson is originally from Australia. He lives in Nashville. He has been called the Aussie crooner. He's a brilliant singer, entertainer, performer. He's worked with the Count Basie Orchestra and so much more. And he's gone through some life health crises himself. He was supposed to not even be, alive. So there's neuromuscular, all kinds of different things that have happened. But he is such a firecracker, and he's been a guest on our show as well as a very faithful, lovely viewer. He says, "Good day, mate. Have you heard of Warren Daly, who I had the honor of touring with? His big band, a singer who became a mentor, is an Aussie, Buddy Rich." Warren Daly. Thank you, Marty, for that, and for that super sticker, super chat as well. We really appreciate that.
Thanks, Marty. Yeah,
Marty Thompson.
I spent some time. We had a #1 record in Australia, but that was in 1978, I think. And we worked with John English and a couple of other bands, Australian bands. The bands were great. The musicians were great. And Australia was terrific.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff, I tell you. So tell us again about the Rhythmic Arts Project, about trap and the incredible work that you do, which is really, really life-changing and extraordinary in so many ways. And we'll take a look at some cool photos. Maybe you can do a little narrating of what we're seeing.
I took all these photos, by the way.
Yes.
Everyone except the ones I'm in, where I had to hand my camera to Piki or Catalina, one of the girls in Australia. Most of the, not Australia, I'm sorry, in Quito, Ecuador. A lot of these photos are from there, from my South American classes and the people I work with there. So there's somebody knocking at my door. Go away. See, I told you.
You don't owe anybody anything, do you?
No, I don't. That's for sure.
Send Petey to answer it.
Billy.
Yes, that's right, Billy. Yes, right. Yeah, what a cute shot, huh? These are some of the kids.
Are beautiful. We work with typical kids there as well as children with intellectual differences. The program is meant to be educational. It's misunderstood many times. We have been peer studied. The evaluation of the Rhythmic Arts Project, a multimodal rhythm-based perception and action intervention in a school-based setting in children with autism spectrum. And then we had a PhD, we had experts, we had Emily Masavoy, who was the head of the county, Denise Pinnell, and the Journal of American Academy of Special Education Professionals. They say that the Rhythmic Arts Project curriculum integrates visual, tactile, auditory, and speech experiences through rhythmic drumming actions to address life skills. We evaluated the skills, and after participation in TRAP, a school-based setting in children with autism spectrum disorders, participants were 23 children in grades 6 through 12. Children showed significant increases in participation in daily activities, mobility status, cognitive and social skills, and responsibility after participation with TRAP. And it goes on and on.
That's so cool, huh?
But, people had asked me, why don't you get this studied? Why don't you do a peer study? And it took a whole year. It wasn't easy to do. But I'm so happy that I did it because I love drum circles. I have a friend, Scott Swimmer, who does drum circles. It's called Drum Strong. And he's been doing drum circles for many years. And he raises money for cancer research. He's amazing. He's in North Carolina.
That's fantastic.
So it's not like I have anything against drum circles. I don't. Quite the contrary. I don't. We shouldn't be misunderstood as a drum circle when it's a pedagogical effort that's been peer studied by the best PhDs and special education experts in the country. So, I was teaching. I teach in Syria.
Really?
In Jordan and in Turkey. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the Middle East. It's my buddy, the camel there. They wouldn't let me take him home with me.
That's a cool shot. And of course, look at that.
Pearl Drums have been my partners for many, many years. They never let me down. They're the best company in the world, in my estimation.
Yeah. We dug up something else here to treat the audience. And that is
you didn't find those pictures.
Huh? View from the bottom View from the Bottom.
Oh,
Yes.
that's Rocky Way. That's Pockets.
So tell us
love
about
that.
this. Yes.
This is the band Pockets that has been working with me tirelessly.
With the Rhythm Arts Project, right?
Yeah, with the Rhythmic Arts Project. That's Tata Vega. Carl is singing, but Tata is the lady in this. She was in 20 Feet from Stardom. And
yes. Along with
English,
a dear friend of mine who was a guest recently, and we actually worked on a couple of projects at Carnegie Hall. Lisa Fisher.
Oh, wow.
She's a dear friend.
Tata loves her too.
You will then scroll back in the archives at Jim Masters TV. She was just on in December. She usually doesn't do a lot of, like conversations like this, and she's beloved and talented and busy and a legend. But she came on because, we're friends, and we had an epic conversation like you and I are having, and you could see Lisa Fisher in that episode. So enjoy that, Eddie.
I will.
This View from the Bottom. We'll share that with everybody. It's
the band. This is
cool
what
one too.
I like to say it's my band.
Yeah.
They actually own me. These guys.
That's usually how it works.
I love this particular track too.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
One of my favorite people in the world is James Gatson. He played with Bill Withers. He played with everybody. He's just an amazing drummer. He's 80-something years old. He still plays. People still, he's sought after at his age. Every once in a while, he calls me up. He says, "Hey, brother, I want you to play that View from the Bottom." Like for me, it's like, I think, oh God, he really likes to hear that.
Veronica Lee in Australia says 15 years in special needs education in mainstream schools, and I can vouch for the difference arts can make for these young people. Awesome project. So happy to hear of it. That's from Veronica Lee in Australia.
Veronica Lee, call me. Write to me. Look at the website and write to me, and I'll set you up if you like.
Do it there in Australia. Yeah, there's that website. Traplearning.org, O-R-G, traplearning.org. And here is that song. Here is View from the Bottom. Gang, enjoy.
It's great.
You're amazing.
Trio on percussion. He's a real legend.
Yeah.
Toto and like
Toto, yes.
And Craig Thomas is the sax player. He's living on the East Coast now. He lives somewhere in New Hampshire, I think. He plays with Jimmy Messina.
Oh, yeah. New Hampshire. Wow.
Yeah.
It's cool. Do you get back to the East Coast?
I
The homestead?
haven't been in a while.
Yeah.
I really haven't been in a while.
Yeah.
I know I want to get back there. I miss my family.
Yes.
My godfriend Kenny is watching.
Yes.
Up in Massachusetts. And he's a drummer. In fact, he has my actual drum set that I used all throughout the 70s to tour with. He has that at home. He's playing.
Wow. Is that him here?
There he is. Yeah.
There he is. Yeah. Hey, Kenny, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. Great to have you here. That is cool.
I keep promising I'm going to send him this drum. I have it right here. I'm going to show it to him. I had this made to look just like the drum set that he has. And this is it. It's a great drum, and Bill from
Tell us about that. Yeah, if people aren't familiar with that kind of drum, what we're looking at.
Yeah. Well, this is designed to look like an old Camco. Bill Dedamore from Pork Pie Drums made this for me, and my drum set was all kind of like, old and not beat up, but I had sanded it down, so it's very unique looking. The set that Kenny is playing now, and this belongs to it. I don't know why I haven't sent it to him yet, but I promise I'll send it, Kenny. I have a box out on the on my porch, so I'll do it. I'll do it soon. This belongs to that set that he has. It's a great drum. It's really great. He should have it. So.
That's so cool.
It's my nephew Bobby's son and my godson.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing here, we would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's what brings you all this great entertainment and poignant conversations. Hit that red subscribe button, gang. We would love that. And if you're enjoying this episode, don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss any of our episodes. We've done almost 650. And give this episode and all the episodes you like a hearty like and a thumbs up too. That helps support what we're doing, and leave a comment on the YouTube channel as well if you really enjoy this. And also tell everybody you know about the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. We would absolutely love that. Share the lovity, as we say here at JMS Live. Got some more cool photos here we want to share, my friend. Look at that one. Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
That's from El Triángulo, the Fundación El Triángulo in Quito.
So beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
That's really a fantastic shot. And we've got several more. We've been sprinkling them in throughout the conversation. Here's another.
Well, there's Tata. This is Chris Pinnock again, and Jim Pugh. And the tall fellow in the back is named Mike Finnegan.
Mm-hmm.
He was a legend here. We just lost him seems like only a few months ago.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He was an amazing keyboard player. Played with everybody from Crosby, Etta James to Crosby, Stills and Nash, and with Bonnie Raitt for many years. Amazing guy. Bill Lynch and Tim. Another Rhythmic Arts Project benefit that we did. If you look in cool. Trap concerts, there's Mike Finnegan and Friends. That YouTube channel has a lot of music on it. Now, I wanted to mention that we do have a facilitator who has CP, who lives in Australia. His name is Andrew Hewitt. He's a very inspirational man, drummer. He got a grant from Australia. They sent him here to learn the Rhythmic Arts Project, and then to study with Don Famolero. So he's been in Australia. I know he's teaching drums and he has CP. He's in a wheelchair.
Incredible.
Nothing stops him. He's unbeatable.
Unbeatable. Really beautiful. Really,
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah, I love
Nice looking shot there too, my friend. Cool shot. Yeah. That's a cool one. A couple more we got here too. Look at that.
That's Boxer. That's the band I went to join in England.
So when was this picture taken?
1977 and 8. That's the band Boxer. That album was called Absolutely.
Wow.
I was right after Steve Perry band, the band with Steve Perry, when Tim moved to England and told me to get my butt over there. And that's why I showed up, and that band stayed together for about a year.
That's incredible.
More than a year. From the left to right, that's Joe Lala. Joe is no longer with us. He was a really incredible percussionist who played with everybody. He was with Crosby, Stills, and Nash the longest.
Yeah.
When you walk in his house, you had to wear sunglasses. There's gold and platinum records
everywhere.
And then myself, and that's Tom Breckline next to me, one of the most incredible drummers in the world. I mean, he played with Miles Davis when he was just a kid.
Yeah.
And he's in Nashville. Austin.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
He worked with Robin Ford for a long time. He's worked with, if you looked him up, it's astounding. And then that's Joe Vitale. Joe was with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. He was with the James Gang with Joe Walsh. He's still playing with all those. Another Ohio boy.
It's incredible.
Mhm.
And look at this.
Oh yeah, that's Chris. Chris again with me to my left, and then Mick Mahan, who is a great, incredible bass player around LA. Played with Pat Benatar for many years, and that's Ronnie Lee Cunningham, the kid in the middle who was a singer, keyboard player. We lost Ronnie a few years ago too. The older you get, the more
people. Yeah.
That's Lenny Castro. These guys are all Kevin Ricard, Danny Reyes. That's Chris Trujillo. That's me, and then Chris Trujillo and Mike Shapiro. They're all legendary players. I'm not really on that level. They're just the most incredible players in the world. Played on more records and been involved in. They're amazing, just amazing. They're on everything. From the Rolling Stones to they're the guys. That's Gabby. Gabby is an artist, a wonderful artist from Quito, Ecuador. She's in a chair, but nothing stops her. She's so prolific. She has art everywhere you look. She gets paid. She gets a lot of money. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have the pieces in the other room.
Wow.
I have artwork from people with disabilities. She's one of my heroes.
So beautiful.
This little boy has autism. I didn't know it because the thing about these teachers I work with in Quito, Ecuador, Carolina and Valle and Piqui, when I first went to their school, I thought I was going to a typical preschool with just neurotypical kids. And when I got there, looking around, I said, well, you told me you worked with typical kids, and I see a couple of kids with Down syndrome, and you've told me a few of these kids have autism, and they said, yeah. So here we really have to push to get what we call inclusion happening in schools. Normally, the places where I work here and the schools where I work, the kids with disabilities are out in the back in a prefab somewhere. They're not in the main school. They're set apart. In Quito, when I asked about inclusion, they said, "What do you mean? They're all kids." Bingo. That's what I would love for people to say here. It doesn't happen in this country. so much.
Is that amazing when you think about it, that it doesn't?
You know, I mean, my best programs are in the Middle East and in South America. And Africa is doing very well. We have classes that have been going on there for a year and a half or so. Here, people are in and out. They're busy. Yeah. Thing happens, they run here, they run there.
They run there.
You know, when I first started the program, and I'd walk in an organization somewhere and anywhere, and people would say, "What's this guy? He's just this burnt out hippie guy with tattoos, and he's stumbling in here with a cane in one hand and a bongo in the other. What's going on?" You know, and it's not like that elsewhere. It just isn't. They don't
judge. They don't judge. Yeah.
You get a chance to show them what you. Yeah. Well, this is what I do.
They're excited just to see it and hear it and find out about it. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. He's from an organization called Reina de Quito, the Queen of Quito. The Queen of Quito is, they choose a new one every year, and there's an organization that helps families with children with Down syndrome. They're wonderful. Mm. They've been teaching the program for years. They've taught it today in Quito.
Mm. Yeah. It's really an amazing organization that you've created here. It's if obviously, you know, people want to learn more, they can go to the website. But if somebody's just joining us now, for you, it's bringing you great blessing and joy, isn't it? Just to see what it's doing and the impact. How could people get involved? Say, for example, they have a child that they would like to bring to the program, or how does that work?
We have something called the Parent Trap. And I did this for this, especially for this reason, because there are places in, you know, across the country where people say, "Where can my son or my daughter take a trap class?" Well, because it isn't readily accepted in a lot of places because of the old guy with the tattoos and the cane and the bongo or whatever.
You mean this super talented, legendary drummer with a heart of gold and an incredible head of hair? That's who you're talking about. From the Valley in Connecticut.
Yeah. What I do, I am from the Valley, the Housatonic Valley.
Yes, that's right.
Derby, Shelton, Ansonia, and Seymour. Anyway, what I've done is there are parents. We have a group in Chicago, and they get the drums, they get the curriculum, and then I teach them to teach their children, right, on Zoom, you know. Or if I'm, you know, if they're here, I could do it here, but that's an option. Yeah. And sometimes parents don't want to do that, you know, or a lot of times, a lot of organizations don't want to learn the methodology.
They don't. Huh?
This book is the Trap book, and it's 100 pages of really abstract stuff. I mean, it's chock full of exercises that deal with it's visual, tactile, auditory combined with speech. You see the lesson, you feel it when you hit the drum. You don't look at the drum as a drum, but as the tactile component of the learning curve. So you see like 4 quarter notes and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have the visual, you feel it. Don't look at the drum as the drum, but the tactile component of the lesson. You feel it. It's a drum, so you hear it and you combine it with speech, making it a multi-modal exercise in learning. Visual, tactile, auditory combined with speech. Then the drum, will become left, right. There's a lot of laterality and temporal organization, socialization, turn taking, developing confidence. And then the list goes on and on and on. It's pages long. It took me, when we did the peer study, I had all those kids. It took me a whole year to get from, it's the only time I've ever gotten from the beginning of the book to the back of it. None of the teachers I know have stayed with it that long because they have to learn. They have to take the time to study it and see what we're talking about and see what all the various goals are that we're approaching. Because laterality is very, very important, knowing our left from our right. So we're using a quarter note to count, to identify left from right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, left, right, left, 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 right, right. We use rudiments sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so there's temporal organization, there's laterality, there is, if you look at these abstract concepts, we're learning how to think from both sides of the brain, how to, a lot of people with disabilities are a little clumsy. So we're trying to teach them about spatial awareness. How do you fit into this room? How do you, negotiate picking something up or putting it down or moving something from one place to the other? All these things that come into view when we're dealing with developmental disabilities. And we have something for everything to address everything. There are the goals, socialization, attending skills, turn taking, verbalization, temporal organization, motor control, motor rhythm, laterality, differentiation, creativity, and self-awareness are just some of the points that we look at. We're dealing with, maintaining focus, using memory, turn taking, developing confidence and leadership, recognition of numbers, shapes, colors, abstract concept and shapes, colors, and communication, sign language. We teach you the difference of we'll put 4 drums out and put swatches, different colors on the drum. We'll put like a swatch that looks like this: red, yellow, blue. And we have to identify, you'll see in the book, a chart that looks like this. So it's got, and you're reading left to right, or, there's several instances of this, in the book. So you'll have 4 drums and you'll have to identify, red, green, blue, black. And then we'll ask you, this is counting. That's Piki, my favorite teacher in the world. And she's teaching them how to count to 4, reading quarter notes, identifying the quarter notes and counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're doing the same thing with colors: red, blue, black, and green. But each lesson grows more difficult incrementally as the book goes on. There's 3 levels of the book. So you may have to go red, green, blue, and black, and you'll have to do that using one hand and then the other. So the laterality is always pushed. Then you'll say, okay, red, what color is that? In case you don't know, it's red. What's the sign for red? This is the sign for red. Red, black. So the color is black. What is the shape? Is it a circle, a square, a triangle, an octagon, a pentagon, a rectangle, an oval, a shamrock? I suppose it's a shamrock and it's green. So it has 6 sides, arguably. So it's worth 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the sign for green? This is the sign for green. Mm-hmm. So you have red, green, blue, black, brown, yellow, white. So as we continue through the book gets more incrementally more difficult, and the exercises become more abstract. Yeah, you'll have to identify a shape. First time I drew an octagon on the board, one of the kids in the class said, I know. Okay, Jorge is now. I said, what is it? He said, it's a stop sign. And he was right. So now we identify it's an octagon, mm-hmm. which looks like a stop sign. It's red. This is the color red. How many beats is it worth? Well, let's see. There's 8 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the book is 100 pages of abstract concepts like that. We have sequencing, we have color matching, we have accents, where you'll learn about the quarter notes, and then you'll have to learn to play the 1 harder, then the 2, then the 3, and then the 4. And this is hard to do because it looks like, let's see, it's hard holding this up, but accents are what, it's a drum exercise, and all music will have accents, but we do it like this. So that means hit the 1 harder. Then the next page, we hit the 2 harder. And then the 3, and then the 4. So when you're reading that, it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that can go on to the whole line of music, and several lines and different accents. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's some of that second line stuff that I like to play that I put in here.
That is so cool.
Kids with Down syndrome and autism and Fragile X and Williams syndrome and all of it. We had a record company for a while, and we recorded in $1 million studios with the best players in the world, and gave these kids an opportunity to play with Vinnie Colaiuta and to play with the Yellow Jackets. And,
yeah. Oh, the Yellow Jackets. Love them. Yeah.
Jimmy and I working together now. We're doing sessions on our iPhones.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a whole new, yeah.
It's we're doing it for Scott Swimmer, for Drumstrong.
Wow.
He and I and Luis Conte and Chris Pinnock. We're having a little trouble getting it together.
It's a little bit of it's a curve a little bit like it was.
It is. There's a learning curve.
For all of this
Easy
stuff.
For me, I play a drum beat.
Yeah.
And then I send it to Jimmy, and he has to put the bass over it. But just not, it's a long story how it's done.
Yeah.
But, and then we send it to Chris, and then we send it to Luis. So it ends up with the 4 of us playing. When we send it to Scott, he sends us to Jason Hahn, who mixes it a certain way and then adds other people to it. And it becomes a lot of little squares of all these people playing.
Yes, that's what it is, right?
So it's
everybody's doing their part. It's almost like a full group, and it's all the little squares, that's really, really cool. A couple of people asked where can they get the book and all. Really, everything is traplearning.org. That's where that's a good starting point, right?
They can buy the curriculum there and download the book.
From traplearning.org. And TRAP is, of course, the Rhythmic Arts Project.
Look at curriculum. And then the curriculum, you'll see you can even buy drums and percussion items and stuff, and adaptive equipment for djembes and stuff. Right now we're having trouble because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
How fast can I play paradiddles?
Marty Thompson with another super chat. Thank you. That really helps support our show, and that's available for everybody watching when the show is live. And if you don't get a chance to do it when the show's live, you can do thanks, the little heart that's on our YouTube channel underneath each episode. How fast? Yeah, there's this question.
My hands are paralyzed. This one's 75%.
So it's 75. You know, what you were doing tonight, you would never know. You've really...
This one's really hardly works. But I can hold a drumstick in it, obviously. It just... I can't feel it.
So the residual from the accident is still, there's the residual of some is still there for you that you deal with.
I'm still a quadriplegic. That doesn't change.
You would never. You've really extraordinary. You're a real inspiration. I mean, you truly are. And I think this is, again, why you identify with all of these children and why you want to support and lift them up, because,
I get it.
You experienced something that you weren't born with, and it wasn't planned. And here you are having a good time in the ocean, and boom, life throws something at you, and you could have just allowed yourself just to sink to the bottom and just stay there, and that's it. But
I would have been
something,
happy with that, by the way.
yeah,
Where I was going was
you were headed
first
right.
thing I said, when I
There
was
is that other, yeah.
when I was lifted and realized
But your work, it wasn't done yet here.
I
Yeah.
said, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. Your work here wasn't done yet, sir. That's why
Well,
you were needed to create the Rhythmic Arts Project and more music and everything that you do that inspires and empowers and entertains people in the way that you do.
it took me about 3 years before I could actually play the drum set again. I figured it out, and now I still can't lift anything, but I have people. I have a couple of gigs this March, next month. One with Freebo, my friend Freebo, and the other is a benefit for one of the radio personalities here in town. So I still get to play, once or twice a month, and I play in my living room every day. And I play paradiddles pretty good for someone with weird hands.
You're amazing. There's somebody here watching along that pops in towards the latter part who wanted to say hello. Mr. George Burns is with us.
Oh, yes. Hi.
With his cigar and his red hanky, the whole bit. And he said, you were amazing. You were incredibly inspiring. You're a super talent, a humble legend. And he loved it. He thought you knocked it out of the park tonight, sir.
I love George Burns. Who doesn't?
I tell you, huh? Usually when I bring him out, everybody's like, I love that. Bring back George. We've got a whole cast of characters around set here that have come. Dream of Denver, the wife of Bob Denver, who played Gilligan on Gilligan's Island, and Dobie Gillis. She sent a little mini Gilligan that we have on this set. And we've got the Genie bottle back there. Matter of fact, some people ask when they see our show open, they see the sketch and the animation and the drawing, and then they see a genie bottle and the smoke coming out. That's because we have the Genie bottle on set, and that's sort of, I guess, when the bottle pops open, the levity sort of pours out. But this was really cool to not only learn more about you and your epic career, but also the extraordinary legacy of the Rhythmic Arts Project. It is absolutely phenomenal. Bob says the whole family is just so proud of what you have accomplished. The world is a better place because of you. Thank you, Bob, for being here as well. And Sherry Larson, one of our regular faithful lovedies, always here. Thank you, Eddie, for being here tonight. What an amazing life you had. You are a wonder and inspiration. We really love this. Sure. Yeah.
How kind of her to say that.
And our wonderful mutual friend Toby as well, who's fantastic, a great, a spirited, spunky and passionate person as well. She asks, she gives and gives and gives and asks nothing ever, zero in return. That's levity. That's levity.
That's true meaning.
Why she's one of our levities. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's really what it's all about, isn't it?
You don't expect anything of it. You just enjoy giving from your heart, and your reward is that. It's just that. You don't need anyone to say thank you. You don't need, you're not ever looking. That's what she's like. She's
sure.
What can I do to make your life, easier, better?
Yes.
How can I help you?
Katie says, so good to see your face. We love Eddie so much. Thanks for having him on the show, Jim. Katie, my pleasure. And everybody watching, we hope you'll join us regularly. Tomorrow, we've got an amazing person, Eddie, on the show. You're hooked on our show now. I know you're going to be watching all the time. Yeah, we've got another amazing guest who's returning to our show tomorrow. I cannot wait as well. Dikenje, she is back. She is epic. She's an extraordinary person, loving, giving, and phenomenal. Broadway star, international songstress, Emmy, Grammy nominated, and she is on fire herself. And I don't know if you know Luke Castro. Luke Castro,
I know Luke very well.
He's coming on Saturday. Yes. And do you also know, this is a mutual friend of mine. Do you know Christine Ullman, the Beehive Queen, acclaimed singer-songwriter? And she's been with the Saturday Night Live band for years as their vocalist, one of their vocalists.
No.
She's amazing. She's incredible. She, the Beehive Queen, because she pays homage to when she was a little girl, she started doing her hair like Ronnie Spector and the Ronettes.
Oh yeah.
Who was a dear friend, and we did a tribute to her. So Christine Ullman is extraordinary, and she's going to be with us too. So, lots of great folks, and really absolutely beautiful having you here on the show, my friend. I hope the show, met whatever expectations you had. Maureen goes, Eddie, you have conquered your battles and kept pushing. Again, she's worked in the healthcare industry as a nurse, so she's seen it, she's lived it. Pushing through to spread such joy to the world. Keep on keeping on. The world is lucky to have you. From Maureen in Arizona. Merlin in Canada. Thanks, Eddie. It has been a blast. Toby says, thanks, Eddie. Love you so much. And Merlin's Eddie, we've got that from Maureen. Sometimes the comments come in so quick. Marty again with his super chat. Thank you, Marty. Good day, mate, there in Nashville. John Inglis was a great pop star rocker. What was number one? What was the number one hit you had down under? Because again, he's originally from Australia. What a beautiful bloke you are. You've got a buddy when they call you a bloke.
It was called "You're Such a Fabulous Dancer" by Waku, WHA-KOO. You're such a fabulous dancer.
So look for that, Marty. That is
over 100,000 people there. And when we played the first note, the whole audience sang along. It was really one of those pinch me moments.
Pinch me moments.
It was great.
Yes, Marty, thank you for that super chat done live in our show that supports us. But again, Marty, you're a class act as well and a great guy. And thank you for that. Good question, too. So now you look for that. That was number one in Australia. Thank you for all your wonderful company in the comments. Lovities, Veronica Lee as well in Australia and New York City. Thank you, Eddie. Wonderful music. She's loving the conversation, everything that we've been talking about. And Katie, again, so good to see your face. We love Eddie so much. Thanks for having him on the show.
It's Katie.
Yeah, Katie's fantastic. I tell you, it's really fantastic seeing everybody, new folks joining us, as well as our regulars. I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, my friend, and you enjoyed the time with me.
I really did. And thank my family for tuning in. I think that was just wonderful. I don't get to see them or talk to them that much. So
yeah.
Now I have to get that drum in the mail to Katie.
Now you got to get the drum in the mail to Katie. Well, truly, this was... you've got a lot of blessings and joys in your life that is obvious, and you're paying it forward, my friend. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with you, Eddie.
Yeah. You want to do it next week? I'm available.
Yeah, let's get together next week, and you'll switch up the drum. I'll do something different, right? A different drum. Each week we'll have a different drum. And we've made it up to the number 4. So let's see if we can go to 5, 6, 7, 8 next time.
Okay, great.
This was a blast. Thanks for all the time. I know it never feels like it. The guests say that, but we've talked for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
We have.
I know it doesn't seem like it, right? I guess it's a compliment.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, usually we don't get this much time, so.
Oh no!
I always walk away from interviews feeling, gosh, if I wanted to say a little more.
Wanted to say this, right? I'm big with, I'm a conversationalist and a communicator. I've been doing this for years professionally. And I believe, like I said, this is like a talk show, variety, entertainment, lifestyle show that you think Dick Cavett, Johnny Carson, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, with a modern vibe, modern twist to say. We no script, no questions that are pre-prepared. You had no idea what we were going to ask. You had no idea what was going to be happening. And that's the best. That's the best. I love the flow of ad lib and the warmth of authenticity and just the conversation. Veronica says, thank you, Eddie and Jim. Fantastic show. Thank you very much. Kenny says, thank you so much. Very welcome. Very welcome. Merlin already says, anytime back on the show would be great. Jen Barry in Pennsylvania says, thank you, Eddie, for spending time with us. Fun night from the mountains of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Eddie, thanks for all this time. Again, gang, traplearning.org is the website to learn more about the Rhythm Arts Project, Rhythmic Arts Project. It's absolutely fantastic, and you'll just sink your teeth into it. And you won't want to turn back. And tonight was just a little teaser of it all. Good stuff. Thanks, my friend. You be well and you take care. Okay.
I will. Thank you so much, Jim. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Oh, you are very welcome. You're going to have dinner now?
Actually, yes, I will.
Yes. It's about, yeah. See, now this is one of those times you're probably happy you're not back east. We've got a snowstorm coming tomorrow. It is 30 degrees and it's 9:15 in the evening.
It's cold here. It's about 60 degrees.
Yeah, for Santa Barbara, California, that is. If you want, I can freeze some of the snow and send it west
right.
to you.
You could keep the snow.
We'll keep the snow.
Need the pizza though.
Oh yes, we'll have to send you some of
dry
this
ice.
fabulous East Coast pizza. Absolutely on dry ice. Absolutely. Well, if I'm out your way, because sometimes I'm sent on TV shoots with my professional work to the West Coast too, I will definitely let you know.
Call me up. Yeah, we'll hang out.
Come to Santa Barbara, and again, when you are back east, let me know as well, and we'll go for pizza.
I promise I will, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that number. I have your number.
We have each other's numbers. Absolutely, absolutely. Great. You take care, my friend, and thanks for all the great time and stories.
Thanks a lot.
Bye now.
Bye.
A legend, a humble legend. He won't tell you he's a legend, but he is. He's amazing. And you got a chance to see some of those videos and some of the work. That's just a short list, folks. He's really amazing. A cool guy, speaks from the heart. He's really a lovety, wouldn't you say, gang? You know, we talk about lovety here on the Jim Master Show Live. That's the vibe we like to bring to the show. You know, it's a little something extra, not just an interview. We do conversations here with the entertainment and the variety and so much more. And he really is an amazing guy. Class act all the way, calm, cool, collected. He's been through a lot in his life. And look, what an inspiration. He's bounced out, up, and through it all. Truly amazing and a dramatic, life-changing story for him. And what he did is he took it and he ran with it. He took it and he made something from that experience of the surfing accident, the body surfing accident in the ocean. And so, you know, a lot of people don't do that. I've met a lot of people do. I've interviewed in my professional work a lot of people that do too. I love when people do that. I love when people, you know, take experiences that happen, the good, the bad, the indifferent, and, you know, then you make lemonade out of those lemons. We all have to. We talk about it a lot on our show. You know, if this pandemic has taught us anything about taking things and trying to look for the positive and coming out of it, maybe more resilient with the teachable moments and loving more and deeper and caring more. And as we see, even tonight, if you turn on the news, there's so many heavy things that are happening right now in the world. You know, we don't even need to discuss it all. You know, there's so much going on and it's crazy. And every day seems to be crazier and more dramatic. Well, we've created a place here called the Jim Masters Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series where you can come. We'll always have some fun together. You never know what happens. And I have to tell you, oftentimes I never know what happens too, because, you know, we're just flowing and going. And we do it live. And, you know, I think that brings an authentic feel to it by doing it live. And since we're live, anything can happen with Wi-Fi and with internet and technology. You know, everything can happen. The internet is fabulous, but it's still not foolproof. And Wi-Fi and all that, that's still not foolproof yet. Kathleen says, but tonight was great. Great show. Thank you, Jim. Wonderful music. Thank you, Kathleen Walker. I know you found this inspiring as well, as did Maureen, who says wonderful words as she's been saying and with us throughout the show tonight. We love that. Maureen is a real lovety. And she does the tight hugs, the lovely. She's the one who created the tight lovely hugs. So everybody's participated in this show with various things. I think it was Danilo in San Diego that said this is Lovety Hall. I said Lovety, and then Danilo said Lovety Hall, and then somebody said Lovety Squad, and then Maureen says, she says tight lovely hugs. I'm in awe of all that Eddie has done. So many lives touched because he has shared so much. I know I am humbled by his existence. Beautifully said, Maureen. Veronica Lee, who's one of our newest loveties. She's here all the time now. We absolutely love it. She says, we pull it all together so beautifully. Oh, you see, I'm always talking we. Thank you. I turned your you into a we. You know why? Somebody actually said that to me once. Actually, a lot of people have said that to me, especially in my career. The Jim, why do you always say we? Why do you always say we all the time? W-E, we. We this, we that, we this. You know why? I don't know. I'm a very team-oriented, we type person. I like to bring people together. I'm not an extremist of anything, really. Favorite color, green. Favorite flavor, vanilla. You could spice up the vanilla with, graham cracker stuff. But I do like coffee ice cream. Peppermint's good. Foodie show. But I always say we when I know a lot of people say, Jim, you're the one that did it. You're the one that, so it's really you, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. You put it all together so beautifully, Jim Masters. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. From Australia, beautiful Australia, Veronica Lee. Tell all your friends down under about the Jim Masters Show live. We get a bunch of lovelies from Australia joining us here. We would love that. And from all around the world, wherever you're watching, Canada, the United States, throughout Europe, Asia, Australia, North, South, East, West. We have viewers that come from everywhere. And those who are not watching live, you're watching this later on. I know we do the shows live, so we talk a lot as if, it's live, which it is. But if you're watching this later in the archives, welcome to you. It's a pleasure having you here as well. You're just as valuable as anybody who's here live. And feel free to drop a comment on our YouTube channel underneath this episode and give this episode a thumbs up. Many of you have been doing that this week. We've had a lot of fabulous comments, people discovering our show, discovering the episodes, going back in episodes we did a year ago plus, and loving it. Question: what is the new symbol I see at the top of the chat? Looks like scissors. The new symbol at the top of the chat. Let's see. I can't go into chat, can I? I can go into comments. I don't know what that is. See, because I'm hosting and producing, I'm not I can see the comments, but I don't see the chat section, I don't think, right? Do I? No, I don't see it I don't think I see it as you. We here don't see it as you guys see it. You see it as the chatters, like Chatty Cathy. You knew I was going to say that, Kathleen, right? Chatty Cathy. We love it. Oh, wait, is she talking about this? Let's see if we can make that. Let's see if we can make that move. That right there. Blah, blah, blah. We need one of Eddie's drum beats. Ba-dum. Ba-dum. Ba-dum, ba-ba. We can do a little vamp in there. Maybe it's the Jim Master Show logo, our new logo. Maybe it's that. But you said scissors. I don't know what that is. Have no idea. Ooh. Don't know. Don't know what that is. Not sure what that is. Ooh, Sherry Larson says, I had 2 people ask me today about your show, hoping they'll join in. Sherry Larson is one of the best in the business. You know why? She shares on her Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook every episode, sometimes even before we do, which I think is fantastic. She's always doing that. She is part of our marketing and promo team in the breadbasket of the United States in Kansas, right there in the middle. Right. Not this coast or this coast. She's right there in the even middle in the Midwest. And she always does that so beautifully. We thank you for doing that. Thank you very much for doing that. You have been absolutely fantastic. Sherry Larson also says, thank you, Jim, for another wonderful show. This was really epic, so moving, lots of music, but also to know about the Rhythm Arts Project and how it helps children with disabilities, and it just really and to have legendary drummer, for all of you who've been with our show since we started at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, we thank you so very, very much. And those of you that just popped in, we thank you as well. And Eddie's family was joining us from around the country. Jim, thank you so very much for this wonderful conversation. You're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're still trying to figure out how we can print these out. You guys are absolutely the very, very best. And thank you very much. Cool sex. Cool. We just love this. We absolutely love this. And I believe in advertising. Just make the check out. You can come for pizza with me and Eddie. You can come with these 9,000 people that I have to break bread with soon on the East Coast, the West Coast, and around the world as we break bread with all of the guests. You can come and help us eat some of that bread, Sherry, because we've got lots of bread to eat with all of these guests that want to break bread, and I want to break bread, and we want to break bread with all of them. So some of them I've already broken bread with because I know them personally, but some are new to me and to you, some of the guests, and we've got a lot of bread to break. And tomorrow I'm very busy with radio shows and a TV shoot, so I've got to make the bread. And then we've got some snow coming, but we're along the coast. So the snow here, 2 to 4 inches, maybe a little ice, and then maybe that'll rain off. But further north from us, some good snow coming. As long as there is Jameson. You know, I almost thought that was coming from Jen Barry. I think Jen Barry has stock in Jameson. Right, Jen Barry in Pennsylvania? As long as there is Jameson. Well, you got James. You got the James, so we're halfway there. You guys are terrific. Thanks for all these great comments coming in here, and we see so many here coming in. You guys are the best. I want to remind you again, we have amazing people making her return visit tomorrow. Yes, and she's all excited. Nikenje, Broadway star, international songstress, Emmy, Grammy nominated. We're wonderful friends. And we were talking about having Nikenje back here on the show. And she was on, I'd say about a year ago, she was on our show. And we had an epic time. You can go back in the archives on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and you can see the episode when Nikenje was here. It was fantastic. Don't forget, you can go back and binge watch our previous episodes. We have like 600 plus of them for you to enjoy with so many guests you might not have ever known. We have a lot of people discovering our previous episodes. They're like, oh my God, I didn't know that person was on your show 2 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, almost now 2 years ago. The show's been on almost 2 years, which we can't believe. Latter April is our 2-year anniversary. Nikenje is going to be here on Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes, we can't wait. We can't wait. We can't wait. That's on Friday night. Yes, Friday night. Nikenje is here on Friday night. But tomorrow night, Lou Castro, the wonderful and incredible Lou Castro is going to be here, bassist, singer, songwriter, and producer. We're so excited to have him here on the show. He is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. No, wait. Well, see, I'm getting this backwards. Let's start that again. Let's rewind. No, Nikenje is here. We're doing so many shows, I don't even remember what my name is. What day is this? I know this week we had 2222, right? 22? Nikenje is tomorrow night. Whew. Okay. I think I need a sandwich. All I had today was a salad. Would you believe that? But I have some fettuccine Alfredo that has been made for me that is waiting for me. It's going to have to be reheated, but we're going to have a little fettuccine Alfredo. Not exactly 9:30 at night type of dining or snacking, but hey, it's been a very busy day. And we had a television shoot and radio shows earlier today as well. So Nikenje's tomorrow night. That's Friday night. Here I am thinking that today's Wednesday and it's already Thursday. You know, with this pandemic that's gone on, a lot of people have lost track of the days, the times. Just remember your name. Just remember your name. If I forget my name, if I forget who I am, and I'm the Jim Masters of the Jim Master Show Live, then I might need 2 sandwiches. Nikenje is tomorrow night. Lou Castro is Saturday night. Now, anybody that's not watching this live and they're watching this 3 months from now in the archives, it's like, what the heck's going on? It's called Lovity. And Lou Castro is on Saturday night. Then on Sunday, Live from Ireland, George Hutton is here. Yes. This is his return visit as well. Irish singer, songwriter, and lyric tenor. George Hutton is here this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, and it'll be 7 p.m. for all of our faithful, lovely viewers watching in the UK, the United Kingdom, and Ireland, and all those areas. So that is coming up on Sunday, this Sunday, a special afternoon, lovely Sunday episode with George Hutton making his return visit to the Jim Masters Show live. He's performed with so many, including the incredible Phil Coulter. Matter of fact, Phil Coulter, the extraordinary producer, arranger, conductor, and so much more in Ireland, the incredible Phil Coulter, turned 80. And if you didn't see the episode when the legendary Phil Coulter was on our show, check it out. It's in our archives on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So George is here on Sunday. And then next week we have, we've got to play catch up. We have so many things to do and produce and create here. We're trying to stay ahead of it all, but as you know, everything gets busier and busier and busier and busier. Cool stuff. Thanks, gang. You are really the best. We love it, love it, love it. Thanks for all the great comments, everybody. Hopefully we didn't miss any. The coming in so incredibly fast. Maureen says, have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. Sending those tight, lovely hugs to each and every one of you, to you as well. Maureen in Arizona. And Jane says, hugs to you all. Thank you very much. You as well. You as well. And Sherry Larson and everybody. And again, you guys are the best. We've got some cheers coming in here. The cheers are coming in. And we love it. Again, lots of stuff coming in here. Thank you very much. Kathleen says, anywho, have a great night. Good night, all, and hugs. All right, gang. I got to have that fettuccine Alfredo like pronto. Nikenje here tomorrow night. It's going to be an epic show, Broadway star, and so much more. She is with us. We thank our very special guest. Oh, yes. And we mentioned Christine Ullman, the extraordinary vocalist from Saturday Night Live, but also she has her own band. She's been around a long time. The Beehive Queen, acclaimed singer-songwriter, is going to be with us coming in March as well. And cool stuff. My buddy Dwight Turner is going to be popping on the show soon. We are great friends. He's a terrific, brilliant actor. And we know each other personally. And he was on already and is going to be back. And for round 2. We thank Eddie Tuduri for joining us on the show. Acclaimed drummer, founder of the Rhythmic Arts Project, our special guest on this episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, gang, we would love that. Give it some lovely. Subscribe. Click that red button. It doesn't cost anything. And also make sure you click the notification bell icon, that little bell icon you see next to the word subscribe. So that way there, you never miss any of our episodes. And give this episode a like and a thumbs up. There's a little thumbs up icon on the YouTube channel on all the episodes. Give it a thumbs up and leave a comment for us as well. We're going to scoot out. We love you all. Thanks for being with us. This is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, we appreciate you. We think you guys are the best. And we appreciate everything you do, all the support. Marty, thank you for doing the super chat tonight a couple of times there. We appreciate that. That really helps our show and supports what we do here. And even though we've been doing it almost 2 years, we're just getting going. This show continues to grow by leaps and bounds. And you telling everybody about our show and spreading the word, gang, really, really does help. And we appreciate that. And if you want to share these links on your social media to spread the word, we would love that as well. All right. You can find me, of course, our YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. You can find me also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. Follow us there if you'd like to. And of course, our Facebook page for the show is the Jim Masters Show, Lovity Hall. And we love when everybody chats there. It's like one big happy family on the air here on the Jim Masters Show Live. If you're having a bad day or bad week or bad month, hopefully what we're doing here has put some smiles on your faces. That's what we're all about, gang. Even though it's a really busy time for me, we're always here and we try to respond and be connected with all of you. I mean, how could look at these? Look at what a cutie, huh? We're talking about these cuties on the show today with Eddie. Beautiful work he's doing. Gang, you're the best. All right, we're going to take off. We always have these long goodbyes because we don't say goodbye. We say ciao, slancha, cheers, see you later, avida zane, and all the rest. We'll see you again soon. We'll be here tomorrow with Nikenje. Hope you're here as well. That's for the live audience. Those of you who are not watching live, who are watching this in the archives, we thank you as well. And stay right here. Another episode comes up. Plus, there's 600 more you can peruse in our archives. Yes. Maureen, this is a great way to wrap. We are family. I got all my lovities in me. Spot on in Arizona, Maureen. You got it, my friend. Absolutely. Take that to the bank. Literally. All right. That fettuccine Alfredo. Now that I mentioned it, I'm really going to enjoy it. Almost 10 at night. What is it? 9:36 or something p.m. Eastern here. It's a little late. Cool stuff. All right, gang. We're going to check things out. We're going to wrap things up. And this is really, really cool. All right. We'll see you guys later. Okay. We love you. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Gym Masters Show Live. Thanks for all the comments, all the levity. And if you didn't get a chance to comment on the show, then feel free to comment on our YouTube channel right underneath this episode. We would love that. Take care and be well. Be good to one another, love one another, and we'll see you next time on the Gym Master Show Live. Cheers.